It's that time of year again. It's been like years since I've actually done a Christmas Nights playthrough. You know, um, I don't know. It's like obviously it's been a horrible year and all that, and you know, I feel like the year is slightly getting better, at least for me, like a little bit. It's been a pretty bad year, you know. But I do feel like I'm getting like healthier towards the end of this year, and I hope things keep continuing for me. And like usually on my channel, I used to do a yearly playthrough of Christmas Nights, which is like a really, really good Christmas game. Probably one of the best Christmas games ever made. It's really no long. It's like 20 minutes. You know, it's honest. It's like a demo kind of thing. It was. I remember it was originally a demo for the original Nights game, which is also awesome. I was actually going to play the original Sega Saturn version, but I thought, you know what, the HD version is actually really, really good. So, yeah, I don't know. So I'm just going to like, I used to do a playthrough every year is what I mean, but I think there's only one up on my channel because I might have deleted them because they weren't that good or whatever. But I'm going to leave this one up for sure because like, I do love this game a lot and it makes me feel good. And right now I'm feeling good and, you know, things are going positively. And try and forget about the nasty bullshit that this year's brung along, and it's only like 3 days till Christmas, you know, so I don't know if many people will see it or watch it, but that's not really ever my main concern. It's kind of just me sitting here playing a game that can really make you feel good at Christmas time.
The city is covered with Christmas decorations. And people are looking for presents for their loved ones. Among them are Elliot and Clarice. They all look rushed. That gentleman, that lady, that old man. Why do they have to walk that fast? In the crowd, they feel something important is missing. The streets look so beautiful. This is the most cheerful time of the year. But it seems like nobody is paying any attention to something important. Walking down the street, they find themselves in the middle of Twin Seeds City, facing the mammoth Twin Seeds Tower. It is decorated beautifully, and the tower appears as one huge Christmas tree. However, they realize what is missing from the Christmas spirit. The one thing nobody seems to notice. There is no shiny star atop the gigantic Christmas tree. Without it, the tree is incomplete.
Right on, dude. So, the thing about this game is it's actually the same level with two characters. So like, but you need to complete it with both characters to get like the ending, I think. So anyway, I'm going to play it with the two characters because it won't take long. We'll play Clarice first, then Elliot. Really recommend Nights. It's a series that kind of went under the radar. There's actually a Nights 2 as well, believe it or not. It's actually pretty good. Came out on the Wii. I'll talk about that in a minute. But like, this game is a game that I got back in the day on the Sega Saturn. Nights into Dreams. Do, 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 do. It's just a feel-good game, man. It's one hell of a Christmas game. But like back in like the actual Nights game is no centered around Christmas. This is like a demo. I remember, like at least from what I remember, it was kind of like a demo to get you in the mood and let people see what Nights was all about. It was a Sega Saturn exclusive for sure, and the HD re-release came back in about the 360 days anyway, and obviously I think it is the best version of the game. I would probably say, even though the Sega Saturn version is still classic, but like they've done a really good job on this HD re-release of this game. I think it just looks fucking fantastic. You can do like weird acrobatic moves, and obviously this is like quite a famous game in terms of like speed running and all that stuff. Getting like the highest score you can. It's actually not that hard to get like a high score or anything. But yeah, there's only like a couple of bosses. It's the same boss in the Christmas Nights. Like I say, it's a demo, you know. But the actual real Nights game has a lot more to it. And like I was saying, like years ago on the Wii, a sequel came out for this game. Years later, and that also went under the radar. And it's actually pretty good. I would actually say it was a very, very good sequel. For the Knight's Name. I really do hope that we get a third game one day, you know. But I don't know if that'll ever happen, but maybe if the Switch is so popular, it would belong on something like the Switch, because the second one came out in the Wii, but the Wii was so popular nobody really paid attention to the small-time game Sega Saturn sequel years later. It's a real bummer, you know. But yeah, oh, see here, you can cheat, get loads of points if you do it up at the wall. See? And just mash the L and R button. That's kind of like how it goes. Because L and R lets you do acrobatic moves and stuff, you know. But yeah, man, I just was kind of like, do I want to play this game this year? Because like, obviously I'm not in a Christmassy mood because it's been such a bad year, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I am going to play it because we're doing a lot better than we were at the start of the year, and I hope the same goes for a lot of other people who have suffered during this year. It doesn't seem like things are really getting any better on the outside, you know what I mean? It's kind of sad. But, man, I hope everybody is doing alright out there, you know? And myself as well, I kind of just want to focus on getting better, which I feel like is happening for me. I'm really happy about it. I'm nowhere near as bad as I was anymore, and I always say touch wood, you know, when you're feeling good, just in case, because like it's quite easy to go like back downhill here and there. It's happened a couple of times, so I don't know, but man, I'm telling you, the sooner they get this bloody vaccine out to everybody, the sooner I think a lot of people will start feeling better, and you know. But yeah, it's been a pretty nasty year, so I'm trying to like get in some of the mood for Christmas a couple of days before it. I didn't think I would really be too happy about Christmas or anything, but it's like, yeah, it just shows you like, what's that crab got me? Oh, that's right, he takes away your time, dude. That's kind of how this game works. You're on a time limit. See this crab? Just took 5 seconds off me. Like, we're on a rush around here, are we? It's a really, really quick game, you know. Nostalgia heavy, this game for me, though. Yes, see, so what? I'm not here to get a good score. I could get a good score if I wanted. Okay? Yeah, so this is the boss. There's actually some pretty cool bosses in these games. Like I say though, Christmas Nights is a demo kind of thing. But it is, what's great about it is it's centered around Christmas. And it's a really good Christmas game. And she's actually wearing a different, I don't know if it's a girl or a guy knight. It's kind of left up to the player's imagination. Sounds like a girl though, because she talks in the second one. But I think the creator came out and said that like it's left up to the player's imagination. Like if you're a girl, then it can be a guy, or a guy if you're a girl, like whatever. But yeah, I would say it looks like a girl, man. You know? Oh, bruv. Do. I think it's going to give me the ending. Because I've completed, see, we've got 2 stars there. Try and skip by that. Because like we want to see the ending when I complete it with the guy, you know? Yeah. We'll complete it with both of them. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. You didn't usually get the ending until you complete it with both of them. But because this is my save file, it's just giving us the ending right away, you know. I would honestly recommend this game to anybody. If you pick it up on Steam, I think it's backwards compatible on the Xbox, so you can play it on the Xbox One or Xbox Series G, Series X. So yeah, you can play it on that. I don't think you'll be able to play it on a PS4 or 5. It's only on PS3, you know. It's not even on the Switch or anything. I don't even think it's on like the Wii U. Yeah, but on PC you can get it on Steam. And try and pick it up cheap, you know, during the sale or something, because it does go cheap, dude. It's one of those cheap games, you know. Heck, honestly, this is like a classic. And the thing about it is, when you pick up the HD remaster, right, this is what I forgot this. Like the HD remaster has the original game and Christmas Nights built into it. So that's pretty good, because in the original game I don't think you could play Christmas Nights. I could be tripping there. The original game was very weird in how it worked. The game changed depending on the time of year. It was actually very cool. So if you set something like your time to like New Year, it would be Happy New Year nights and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It's actually pretty good. Also, if you set your clock to like April 1st, you get to play as the bad guy, Riala, who is like Night's enemy, you know? Which actually is pretty sick, because Riala looks pretty cool, you know? There's a lot of weird shit you can do with Night, so it's really a series worth checking out. And then play the second one. I would still say the first one's better than the second one, but man, it's only because like it didn't get as much exposure. The second one is like really maybe a bit underrated too, bruv. Like I'm not even. Yeah, I would say it's probably underrated. The whole series is underrated. Hopefully Sega bring it back and maybe stop focusing on Yakuza games for 5 minutes. I'm not a hater of Yakuza, but Christ, it's just like all they release these days is Yakuza, you know? It's like, come on. Make some other games. They've got so much good IPs. I mean, think about it like this. Streets of Rage 4 was so good. Sega never made it though. Like, it was outsourced to fans, which was probably the better idea for it. But I wonder if Sega are ever actually going to make some of the games themselves rather than just Yakuza's. Obviously Yakuza's making them big money and it's obviously all they're caring about right now, but it makes sense. But I would like some classic CDs to get like some love. To be honest though, Sega did release stuff like Golden Axed a couple of months back, which was like a prototype for a Golden Axe remake or something that never really happened. I picked it up. And there was some other games, but I really wish they gave, like, man, a new Golden Axe and all that would be sick, you know? Oh, just, yeah. Released him from the egg. That's right. Forgot how they worked, dude. But they're all Christmassy. They're in like Christmas gear, these dudes. What are they called again? Not too sure. Cannot remember. Anyway, they're in Christmas outfits for Christmas nights. Christmas nights might be in the original game if you set the time to Christmas. I forget, bro. I always play Christmas nights, you know, just the standalone game. There's actually a few ways to get this game. Back in the day, you actually got it for free. I had 2 copies of it. I got it for free buying a Sega Saturn game once or some shit. And then it came with a... Like back in the day when you had Sega Saturn magazines, like PlayStation magazines and all that, they came with demos, remember that? The good days. Well, Sega Saturn magazine gave away Christmas nights. There was actually some really, really good shit on like classic magazines back in the day, I remember. Because like even like think about it like this. I don't know if any of you are aware of like Panzer Dragoon Saga, which is a classic RPG. Like back in the day in magazines and stuff, those magazines were expensive, don't get me wrong, they were like £5 over here in the UK. You know, it's quite a lot for a magazine, but when it came with like huge demos that people would just play forever, they were kind of worth it here and there, depending on the games that were giving you demos though. But also on one of those magazines they had the whole disc 1 of Panzer Dragoon Saga. And that is like ridiculous when you look back at it now. People sell that magazine with that demo disc for like £80 now here, which is like ridiculous. Some of those magazines, people charge a lot for them. Yeah, B for best. But yeah, people do charge a lot for those magazines now because they're pretty nostalgia heavy for a lot of people, you know? Yeah, it's the same boss, it's just a wee quick level with both characters. Actually, a couple of hard bosses in the original Nights. That bloody one with the dynamite cat or something, man. I tell you. That one was triggering. Still triggering. I would say the last boss is easier than him. But yeah, man, part of me wants to play Nights 2 again on the Wii. So it's actually pretty good, man. It's actually a lot more to it than the original Nights as well. It's like a bigger game. Yeah, underrepresented series, but a lot of Sega Saturn and retro fans know how like good these games are. It's not just nostalgia, you know, it's like they stand the test of time. Yeah, so you're supposed to complete it twice to get the ending, you know. Watch it out, man.
With the help of Knights, Elliot and Clarice found the star, shining in 7 colors. But the entire story was a dream. So, what was that star? They don't talk about the dream they saw. But there is one thing both of them know. Something special will happen after they embark on an adventure with Knights. They start feeling cheerful again. And now happiness, like the light of a small candle, starts filling the city once again. Everything is okay now. Give a star of happiness to the heart of these brave children. Give a star of happiness to the heart of everyone. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, dude, you know. Shit. Oh, man. Really reminds me of like back in the day back at school, like the Friday before Christmas, they always used to take you to church and you would sing like that, dedicated to the players and developers of the original game. I was there, I was playing it, dude. You know, I was there back in the day. Original version created by Sonic Team. Right on. But yeah, like this was the original, like back in the day, it used to really get me in the mood for Christmas when I was a kid. It was pretty easy to get into the mood for Christmas as a kid, don't get me wrong. But like, going to church on the weekend on the Friday before Christmas, that's what used to happen. It's like, a lot of kids used to like skip the last day of school. I used to like going purely because the church would get you even more in the mood for Christmas back in the day, And you would just sing a bunch of songs, Christmas songs, dude, and it was all Christmas decorated and shit. That's like, yeah. Those are the good Christmas memories, Hopefully there'll be more better Christmas memories coming in the years ahead for me, though. And everybody else, right on? It's not the end. Sometimes I speak like it's always the good times are already done. But like back in the day, times are so much more simpler. Times are so much more simpler sometimes. I think everybody feels like that the way. But yeah. Not too sure what's going to happen at this year's like New Year and all that. I'll not be doing much this New Year, and I'll be honestly. I wonder if people are even going out. That's what got no idea. I'll be sitting in. I've not been out in New Year in a couple of years now, actually. Even when things were going okay and that, more or less just kind of like stay in these couple of days. I used to spend so much money at New Year, bro. Come away skint and not be able to remember the night. Like that's like, oh man, to be in the 20s though, yeah. Christmases were always awesome as a kid when you got like a new console or like a bunch of games or something, man. I used to love that. And now that you can buy all your own shit, it just kind of like takes away from all that, doesn't it? Getting like Zelda Ocarina of Time on Christmas Day with an N64. Those were like some of the best days of life ever. Like that's what I mean. It's a shame you can't remember everything, but that's kind of just how life goes, eh? But I do remember opening up and playing that the first day. I remember phoning my mate as well, and we were talking about Ocarina of Time and where he was and where I was, and like, I feel like Nintendo can still do that sometimes, I feel like they're one of the more companies that can create that kind of excitement around Christmas time. Christmas is going to be tough for a lot of like people. A lot of kids will only have been able to get the PS5 this year or Xbox, and a lot of scalpers out there ruining it for parents. Definitely a bummer there. Sega. Need the Dreamcast 2. I would buy it. Dreamcast 2? Come on now. Come on now. Nights, Sonic, Knuckles, Miles. Miles is Tails. Nonetheless, guys, I just thought I would upload this video because this is a yearly Christmas nights thing that I do, even though I've not done it every year in a while. But I'm leaving this one up for sure, and I hope everybody's having a good time. And we're not all doom and gloom. And even though it's been a really, really bad year, and people who have suffered, honestly, this year's opened my eyes to a lot of things, like, and yeah. So just everybody who is having a rough time out there, stay strong. It will get better, I think, and I hope everybody does have a good Christmas and a happy New Year, Tasty Bond out.